Yeah, this is the last one. I'm stuck in the house. Been in the high 30s for 3 days. It's effing hot. And you go batshit sitting in here. It shouldn't have ended like this, for me. I had a plan in the mid 70s. I knew I'd never get anywhere. I was thrown out of school, the scouts, everything. I've always had a bad attitude. But regarding authority, and so I came up with this plan, and I thought it was brilliant. And I used to tell it to people. Say, well, my father was in, New Millionaires, and we'd go down to the waterfront place they had there on the Georges River next to the yacht club, and we'd go there for barbecues, and we'd go out in the speedboat and the motor cruises, and I just thought, God, I want this, but how am I going to get it? I failed at school. And so eventually I thought, look, the best thing would be, at that stage, Australia's population was about 15 million. And I actually came up with a great idea. But unfortunately, I told it to some rich people, and they didn't like the idea. But I can see why, because they were already millionaires. But my plan was, and I thought it was a good plan, we were basically the 52nd state of the USA anyway. We're still fighting in Vietnam at the time, or they were just pulling out. And I thought, well, instead of us, why don't we just sell Australia to the Americans? 15 million people and $1 million each. That's peanuts. I mean, in today's money, it'd be a lot more than a million. But the thing is, it just costs the Yanks a couple of $1 billion, and they'd have the whole continent of Australia. I thought it was a brilliant idea. Tax-free, with, the possibility of American citizenship, which I would have rejected out of hand. I would have pissed off to England and gone around those seaside towns where they're all living in tents under bridges and throwing pennies to them, to the junkies in Blackpool and Bournemouth. Anyway, and the other one was I knew this girl who I was totally besotted with. I wouldn't call it love, but it was definitely lust. And that went for nearly 20 years on and off. And I got her away from one boyfriend who was a useless bloody dope smoking layabout. Never had a job ever. They used to live in old cars, and like these people in the UK today, living in the bush, in a tent, and under people's houses, in the dirt and stuff. Truly. And she came from a very, very wealthy family. Now, that wasn't my intention, but I thought, well, the bonus would be if I can get her away from him. And he used to be sort of a best buddy type thing, but hard to explain. It wasn't a three-way thing, but I think he was a bit that way inclined, and so I think the reason why I got away with playing mummies and daddies with the girl of my dreams, he'd just stay in another room and sort of pretend it wasn't happening. But he did come in once, and I said, get out. So I got her away from him, and I was in heaven. I thought, I've done it. I've finally got my girl. She's batshit crazy, of course, but filthy. They were like tens and tens of millions of dollars in that family. And her parents were elated when I got her away from him. We went and had a big fancy dinner on the rooftop in their mansion down on the river there, and it was great. And I thought, I've done it. I've made it. Anyway, she ends up hooking up with a junkie, a useless bloody junkie. And not only that, his parents were rich, so I just can't win. I should have ended up rich. Anyway, that's just the way it is. So I'm sure others have had it worse. So that's my Christmas message. Early one, of course. Anyway, see you later.